Welcome to Branding Banter, your promo podcast. Super excited about it. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA.
And I'm Meg Erber from S&S Activewear.
And I'm Stephen McFadden.
With perfect promotions and more, even.
With perfect promotions and more.
And he's a CAS. He's a CAS.
With CAS,
he is a CAS. Meg, where's your initials?
S and Headwear. I don't.
All right. Stephen, how are you, first of all? You doing all right?
I'm doing good. It's a little crazy here. A lot of great, exciting things, but good. And I'm happy to be back. So
yeah, this week post Expo has just been a madhouse. But I see a little ticker down here in the fourth box. I think things are going to change around a little bit as we kind of figure ourselves out for this new brand. But why don't you tell us about that clock, Stephen?
You know what? As the clock's already about to be out, this is to make sure we keep it moving. People have limited schedules. We want to keep this podcast under 20 minutes. Part of how we've reinvented the way we want to deliver the content is get to the point and deliver it in a steady way. So we're going to even limit ourselves right in the very beginning. I got 90 seconds and then that's it. So no more talks about how Booty Sweat won the fantasy football or the Steelers are going to win. I mean, we can talk about a little of it, but I'm out of time.
Steven,
next.
Do you know who else gets straight to the point?
Who's that?
HPG with their sustainability, my man. HPG with their sustainability. Look, they've got the goods to know. That's their whole sustainability label, if you will. But HPG's goal is basically to use more accessible and specific language to make it easier for distributors to talk about sustainability features that their products have. So rather than using terms like eco jargon, like RPET and RABS and recycled PU, nobody knows what any of these things really actually are anyway. So they're using more understandable language that both distributors and end users can understand and relate to. Some products that have specific details below, as well as basically you'll know the impact that the products have. Goods to Know is now listed on their website to easily locate, as well to browse and share with end users. Check out Goods to Know and the items that they offer. But super thankful for HPG and being our sponsor for today's episode.
That's an incredible initiative.
Speaking of this episode, Meg, what is our topic today?
So, as you know, I'm really excited about the pitch and case studies, and we're going to be talking about companies and creators. But today we're talking about the pitch. I'm super passionate about it. Just so you guys know what the pitch was, if you weren't at PPAI, but basically it is PPAI's marketing event. And it's based off of the Shark Tank and The Voice, where it's they give they give suppliers a platform to talk about their most innovative new products. And it's a new interactive live experience, which gives not only the judges an opportunity, but also the audience an opportunity. So it's interactive and it really kind of highlights what's latest and greatest in the industry. And I will say, just from experience, the amount of traffic in the booth and sales over the products that I pitched last year was absolutely incredible. So let's just dive right into it. I know we're down to 13 minutes. So let's talk about the challenges of the pitch first off, okay? Being a contestant is different from what the pitch had as the challenges. So I'll talk, and then also kind of the same. But the pitch, PPAI, their biggest challenge was attendance. They, on the first day, the first year, they had it on Tuesday morning. This year, they moved it to Friday afternoon. So it was a really fun way to end education. And then it went right into that first presentation. I think Alex Weber keynote was right after that, I believe. So it really had a nice segue from education into the opening ceremonies, which is amazing. And the challenges for somebody presenting in the pitch is coming up with the perfect product. When they approached me last year, my reservations were, I sell apparel. Like, how innovative and interactive is apparel? It's really tough. But I knew that we had a product line called the Quick Flip that I could easily transform and do on stage. And it was so fun. And I think it was just being able to get out there and have the opportunity to have such an audience of people that are normally I don't have access to. Normally, it's just the people in my backyard. So they asked me back this year as the first year's inaugural winner. And again, it was all about the traffic in the booth. So that was amazing. The results, obviously the result for me, I won, great traffic, great sales. The results for 2024, man, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but one of the contestants was Stacy Stahl from Sweeter Cards. And I don't want to do her brand a disservice or anything, but oh, yeah, question.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many people participate? Like how many people were there that presented, and then maybe tell me about Stacy, because I don't know. I don't even know. Did you win because it was one of one, Meg, or was it like
one of one? So they actually bring in 7 suppliers with 7 new products. So yes. So I think last year, gosh, there was like Therabody, there was a DIY chapstick. All these products were so cool. This year I saw a couple of different things too. A t-shirt that had a little chip in it. I saw, gosh, some bags. HPG, talking about their goods to know, they actually had this really cool box. I see why they didn't win, but I really think it's going to do well. And I mean, it's a box. It's hard to kind of show, but when someone that has an ESG background, sustainability background, or they really want to make that part of their brand story, it's a great piece to put in your office, a warehouse, or whatever. And it's a box that, you know, sits there. There's branding that goes all the way around of it, and it's a place to recycle your pens, your pencils, your markers. Then it goes back to the place. I don't remember the brand that it was itself, but then they recycle them and they upcycle them and turn them into new products. So I think it's really good to get the awareness out there just of these products. But the winner this year was Stacy Stahl from Sweeter Cards. And she saw a challenge. She saw that when she's going out to the store, she's buying a greeting card. And then she's like, oh my God, chocolate, I want both. And it ends up being a big purchase. So she combined the two. She used local to her, I think within a 10-mile radius, homemade chocolate.
The card is made out of chocolate and you just eat the
No,
card?
that would be amazing. So let's put that in her pipeline for sure. So there's customizable features, stock features, but she went out there and she had the energy. And I think that's what it really takes. You could have the best product in the world, but if you don't go out there and show how excited you are and you bring that passion and that energy, it's just another product. So you have to be excited, and people want just a little bit of that energy to kind of be able to sell it themselves. They want to bottle it up and keep it. So she convinced all 4 judges to turn around. I think only 2 contestants had all 4 judges turn around, Nick from HPG and Stacy. And then also took 55% of the audience's vote. So let me paint the picture. So you come out, there's smoke, you come out there, you're shaking because, you know, you don't know what to expect. By the way, this year they had over 1,000 people in the audience. Wow. That was just sitting room. It was standing room only. So you got to know what you're getting into. So you go out there, you have less than 3 minutes to pitch this product. I think at that point, the audience can say if they would or wouldn't turn their chair around for you. So then there's that, and it kind of all goes into the system. And at the very end, they bring everybody out on stage, and then the audience then picks who the winner is overall. So it was an overwhelming approval of 55% of the audience vote. Wow. So yeah, it was really incredible. I would really go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. So, I mean, looking at it as a case study, I mean, obviously that's a lot more people that attended. So I think the PPAI got it right as far as the timing this year. Even if you don't win, though, I imagine there's going to be some almost like deeper case studies on like traffic at your booth, or what does it result? What's kind of like the end result for the supplier? Because we see a lot of things that distributors can do. This is like, to me, a really good example of things that now suppliers can do to help build the business. So how is it even for you last year? And I don't know, did you get any traction this year just being on stage as the past winner? Like, I don't know. Tell me.
No, I definitely did. And I'll tell you, that was the one thing I didn't really anticipate, because going into it, my mind was so tunnel visioned on having the best pitch. What am I going to say? Make sure the product looks good. But I didn't account for the amount of traffic that I would have in my booth. And I'm telling you, those people last year beat me to the booth to see that product. it was completely overwhelming. So this year I made sure we had enough. But again, just being on stage, getting the opportunity to talk about it again in front of the crowd. I had my cheering section, which was so much fun, just going out there and hearing everybody cheering. And then again, it brought so much traffic to the booth. And I wasn't even one of the contestants. So for all the contestants that didn't win, this was also an amazing opportunity for them as well to really get that time in front of all these people that they wouldn't have had. It's just all about bringing your A game, having a great product. That's something that you can talk about. It's tangible. People can see it. People can feel, why you're so passionate about it. And it gives them another tool in their toolbox. These are 7 people in this industry that have a product that they need you to see. Like when I go into customers and meetings, I tell them, I'm not here to shove product down your throat. I'm here to find out what your challenges are and provide solutions. And oh, by the way, this is my favorite piece and this is why. And because it's my favorite piece, people trust that. People hear what I'm saying. They hear why it's my favorite piece, and it becomes easier for them to sell. And then I'm actually field testing it in front of them. So they see the action, they see what it looks like, what it maybe not what it feels like, but based off of how I'm describing it and showing the product, it's just easy. And I think then people can take that back, put it into their toolbox, and then resell it. Stephen, you didn't get to see the pitch, but I know you have personally spoke with Stacy, and can you give us a little bit of that feedback that you have after you spoke with her? And I think you said Jason Lukash as well.
Yeah, so I obviously went by there, not even having not seen the pitch, because I was interested in their product and was over there meeting with them. Great item. I think for me as a distributor, I need the sales pitch for some products, right? It's hard for me to know how to sell the pieces. Sometimes when I just don't understand where the direction is. So I think this goes back to, we've talked in the past pretty in depth about how to do trade shows and like how to ask better questions and, how to lean on our supplierships. And that's, I think, what the pitch has given you all the opportunity to do by having that captive audience where you can explain, this is the go-to-market strategy for this product, as well as here's some fun things about this product and why it exists, how it came about. And I do trade shows just like everybody else. Everyone does them differently. I'm blasting through, it's pretty quickly. So in order to stop and have those conversations, that's a rarity. So I even think that, I actually was asking people, like, how do you monitor scans? Like, what's a good scan conference? And anywhere between like 800 to 1,000 would be a great conference, it seems like, in scans. You guys had over 1,000 people standing there listening to you, right? So the entire trade show, you may not have gathered the data from it, but you got to pitch it to literally pitch it, right? To, what is that? 10% of the attendance of the conference,
Yeah.
or, 5% of so
Yeah,
how
no,
many?
it's 10% because I don't know.
Yeah.
The final numbers did, I believe, come out on Thursday. So when we recorded our episode last week, PPAI did put the news link out, and it was 10,000 strong. It was just over 10,000 people, I believe. So
It's 10%.
You had 10% of people you got to have a private communication with to explain the product. That is a unheard of ratio, I would say, as a just normal attendee. So great opportunity that's provided to you all, and I think it's a new thing. I think you can keep building on it. The presentations will get better, I'm sure, as you go, because everyone's going to keep raising the bar, right? The types of products, it may push people to come up with new products just to try to get in on that, right? So
that's exciting.
Meg, I did actually get to speak with Danny Rosen a little bit about the pitch, and am I wrong in like there are like limitations as to what type of product you can come into the pitch with? Like, does it have to be a new product within the last year or two, or like what are some of the parameters? Do you know?
I don't, because I think when I did it, it was the first year. So it was more like, hey, they did say, and that is part of the most challenging part, is picking the product.
Yeah.
Because it could come down to it, but I didn't have perimeters. That was the one that I thought of.
That's kind of why I asked that, because I know we
Yeah.
discussed the challenges of the pitch and picking that right product, because ultimately I think we discussed this on the last episode, is that when we walk through the trade show floor, you're not really seeing a whole ton of innovation and product for the last couple of years, just because I feel like COVID kind of interrupted a lot of that. And now that we're getting back, hopefully we start to see some more of that product innovation. But that's why I asked the question, because I'm curious how people will continue to innovate their product in order to be able to come into something like that.
I mean,
As
it's a
you were
great
talking about
opportunity.
this,
Go ahead.
okay, I was just saying, as you were talking about this, I picture this turning into like the Red Bull human powered flight challenge, where it's like
How can we do
all
this?
these just like crazy things that keep coming up on stage. It's like, this is my new water bottle headwear jacket all in one. It's like you can drink
Well, and
the
that's the other
bill of
thing.
your
I think
hat.
it does actually have to be a product that can then be sold afterwards. So
Yeah,
it can't
sure.
just be like, it can't be a concept car at the auto show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is all great unless it transforms into an actual order, right? So I have a great note to that. Wednesday evening,
45 seconds, get it in.
I know. Wednesday evening, I received an email from a very prominent person in this industry. I'm not going to say who because it's a gift. And they said, "We loved you on the pitch. We would love to give this to every single person in the company. And they need it by mid-March." So I'm not going to say
Awesome.
who, but once this does come to, and I'm coming up with all the designs and everything. So I'm really excited about this just because of who asked me to do it, but stay tuned on that. We'll probably circle back and maybe get a little interview with them after the fact. But yeah, so that's the pitch in 14 minutes or less. Again, if you have a cool and innovative product, definitely reach out to Jill Began over at PPAI.org and get yourself included in the next year's pitch. Bam.
Yeah. So we do have a quick section sort of in our lineup here, basically to talk about community questions and community involvement. So last week's episode, obviously our first week, I don't know how so many people found it, but we had incredible viewership and a ton of community feedback and engagement. So thank you guys for that. But I just want to point out that we do have a small section here to sort of talk about some comments and things that have come up. And so one of the things I wanted to point out there, I know Rich Graham reached out in the comment section and asked us to make sure that we get our videos on YouTube as well, just because of maybe some of the issues they may have with Facebook video. So just to let you guys know, this podcast is going to go out to RSS feeds. So you'll be able to get it on your podcast apps and things like that. We'll also eventually get it onto YouTube, all that good stuff. It's all in the works. Please bear with us over the next episode or two as we kind of work through all of that. But we are planning on getting all of that up and getting it out to everybody. So did you guys see any other comments or anything that you wanted to point out?
I just was pretty excited to all of a sudden see the notifications start blowing up, and I'm like, what is all this? And it's just all the people that were super excited to see us still together and back. So I just would say thank you to all those that are still supporting us and being around us and coming and watching us. We hope to provide some exciting content, hope to bring it to hope to modernize a little bit. We'll see if we can make our timer a little more modern as well in the future, but just super felt all the love, so it was great.
Yeah.
Speaking of the timer and figuring that out, we've definitely got to figure something out because look, we've done this before where we've all been on the road. There's no way we're going to be able to do the current setup like that, so we're going to have to figure something out. I think OBS might be the way to go, but there's some issues with that as well. So
Jeff, who does have it figured out?
Who's that? HPG?
HPG, they have a couple new digital sales tools that I think you guys should check out. So we've always talked about different innovations with AI and things like that, but they've launched Storyboard Plus and Catalog Plus. Storyboard Plus and Catalog Plus are their new digital online features. I've actually used them as a distributor. They're pretty neat. So you can go in there, you can pick out products, you can auto upload artwork on it, create like your own catalogs. And we also have an AI search now too, where I can type in like, what are some good products for the construction industry? And it'll search through the over 4,000 products that they have, categorize them for you using AI technology. Then you can go and upload graphics and create these curated custom storyboards and catalog boards. So go online. Those are active now. HPG's digital tools, Storyboard Plus and Catalog Plus. They're live now.
And the AI picker, the last one that you talked about. That's
I love that. That is
really
so
incredible.
cool. Maybe we can get an AI picker to put a countdown
Hey,
timer.
we're at 20 minutes. AI picker is going to boot us off the stage.
Can I get an AI ticker? A ticker? All right.
That's right.
Well, listen, guys, I had an awesome time with you. Super excited about branding banter and just getting things continued to roll out. So, like I said, bear with us, and we'll make sure that it's all in your favorite broadcasting media. So, until next time, take it easy.